Welcome to the
Dolls and Donuts
podcast, episode 47. In today's episode, we'll cover what's going on in the animal rights community, what's been happening in Robin's Vegan Dollhouse, and we will have a special guest, vegan chef Alicia Smiley.
Yay!
So we've actually had a lot of pop-ups coming around, like in the South Bay, which we would always complain about. There was nothing in the South Bay, vegan-wise, or in comparison to other parts of the Bay Area. For sure. So, but we've been really lucky that we've been getting a lot of pop-up places and continuously popping up. No pun intended. So, Robin, have you made it to any of those?
So as far as the South Bay ones go, they were doing a night market for a while. It was on either Thursday nights or Friday nights, but I haven't seen one in a bit. But I went to one of them, and there were maybe, I would say, 6 vendors there probably. And one of them was Evolution, all the way from LA, San Diego? Both?
I think San Diego.
Okay, I think so too. And so that one was pretty good. It had Jaguar Baker, which is a vegan baker that sells at Farmers Market in San Jose, at the Japantown Farmers Market, and also at a lot of local pop-up events. And there was a juice place, which I don't remember the name of because they didn't have a juice that I liked, because I'm a picky pants when it comes to juice. Because I don't want apple in my green juice.
You don't?
Mm-mm. I want it to taste like salad. I want it to be like a savory green juice. Ugh. So I like it with lemon instead.
So lemon for you is what cuts the bitterness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't get a juice from them. And then there were 2 or 3 taco places. We are like excelling at tacos.
Yeah.
Because you've been to Vegan Veganos for sure. And then like are there others?
2 or 3 times. Yeah, so another one doing Mexican food / tacos is the California Vegan Food Company. So you said that was at the night market?
Yeah, that was at the night market. And David got like a torta. Is that what it's called? It's that like Mexican sandwich thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
But they also had tacos. And then there's a 3rd taco vendor besides. Oh, is it Comidas? Something Comidas?
Maybe. Yeah, these are all like, I mean, Vegan Veganos probably was like the first one that I was aware of in the South Bay. But these other ones have been popping up. Mm-hmm. So, but I haven't tried the other ones, so I can't remember them all exactly. But it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can't have too many tacos. So.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm not a nacho lover, but I love Vegan Veganos. They're super nachos. And I'm not even into nachos, but
I'm
I love
not
their
into
nachos
either. Maybe I should try them. Is it spicy, though? Some of their food is too spicy.
Yeah, it would be too spicy for you. Okay. But I, like, take out, like, the jalapenos. Like, I move them out. And there's still a little bit spicy. Mm-hmm. It would be too spicy for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think so,
but too. I like theirs. Their nachos are really good. I don't go for nachos otherwise. But, yeah. But I really like their food.
And you said that you might be going to the next pop-up that's at the end of September.
Yeah, I think it's on September 28th, so I can talk about that on the next October's episode.
And do you remember
October's episode? This is October's episode.
Oh yeah, on November's episode.
So what is it? What's the pop-up called?
So since when I went to the night market, they've actually formed a group called San Vegan X, which is a whole group of vendors from the South Bay that are kind of banding together to make these pop-ups happen, which is super awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the one on the September 28th is the Vegan Food and Beats, and Vegan Veganos is going to be there on September 28th. So I'm going to that, so I can talk about it in the next episode.
Cool. Let's see, what else have I been doing? Oh, so Harmless Bakery is not necessarily in the South Bay. I think they might have been down here once.
For something.
Yeah.
Right.
For doing a pop-up. But I've been checking them out at Republica V, or what's it called now?
Vegan Republic. I know, I'm so upset about the name change, because Republica V is such a better name. But, yes. So it will just be like one of those things that I'm just going to keep calling it Republica V forever, and hate me if you want. Come at me about it.
There's no hate. I like it. I like it better too.
Yeah.
So Harmless Bakery is making all kinds of really good stuff, but the thing that I was most excited about is they made conchas that match my hair. They were pink and purple and blue, and
even plain,
so
they're pretty. They're pretty. They're,
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, they take a step up.
Well, it was exciting for me because I'd never had one before.
I'm sure I have in Texas.
Oh, okay. So anyway, those were really good. And I ended up bringing them to Sarah's house because she went to the farmer's market at Japantown where there's 2 vegan bakers. She got Jaguar Baker and Taizan. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So close enough.
Okay.
But try to like phonetically spell that San Jose vegan baker, and you probably find whatever if it's not that close.
Yeah, so we did kind of like a taste test type situation.
Tasting.
Yeah, a tasting. It was nice. We had like 10 different things.
Yeah, I was going to come to
taste
that,
them
but
all.
then we had went on a hike for like 5-mile hike, and it was.
Oh, so you did the opposite thing of stuffing your face with pastries.
I was planning to go, and then when we were done, I was like, I can't, and we just went home and went to bed.
Yeah, because you had no you had no energy because you burned all your calories.
I ate dinner after, but then I didn't have any energy after that. I was feeling good though.
That's a lot.
But tired.
Of
A good tired. Good tired, you know?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I haven't exercised since 1998, so I'm unfamiliar with what that feels like.
Yeah, no, it was good. But I just didn't have it in me to go and like eat sugar and stuff, so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I've
had the Jaguar Baker stuff before at Sarah's, and it was very, very good.
Okay.
I remember that.
Have you had the cookie with candies in it?
I don't remember. Everything was good. We did like you said, like a tasting of everything. I don't know. I don't know what she had. If she had picked that up, I can't remember.
It's my new favorite.
The s'mores bar was the thing that stuck out in my head from
yeah.
those, but yeah.
I remember the s'mores bar from her birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
They had the s'mores bars. Yeah, the cookies with candy in them, I think they're the Unreal candies.
Mm-hmm.
Like a peanut M&M type candy. And that was one of the things that I baked before I went vegan was these M&M cookies. It was like my one thing I knew how to make, you know?
Oh, God, that's weird hearing you say that. M&M cookies was the only thing I knew how to make. That's
it really was.
bizarre.
Because there's like a recipe on the back of the pack or something. And I just followed it verbatim. I know, it's really weird. I've become so far.
Yeah. I'm still at that stage.
Read it on the back.
Yeah.
They're foolproof. Can't mess it up. So yeah, so I was really excited about those cookies. That was my favorite thing of the whole plate.
Yeah. So we aren't bitching about the lack of vegan options right now in the South Bay.
We're really not. I mean, I'm bitching about plenty of other things, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, just not that one right now.
There's definitely no lack of things to complain about.
And also, speaking of like vegan Mexican food in the South Bay, I tried out a new restaurant that it's only been on Happy Cow since like May, so I don't know when it opened. It didn't look that much into it, but they have like specific vegan things on there. It's a Mexican restaurant, Luna Vegan Kitchen in San Jose.
Luna
Vegan Kitchen, and it was pretty good.
Luna is Zen's girlfriend's name.
Oh,
so I'll remember that. That's my little trick.
It's a cute little name.
Okay. What did you order?
The guacamole, and then basically like these little potato tacos. Basically, those are really good. And
Did
then
they
had
have mock meat or just potato?
no.
Okay.
There's no mock meat.
Baked beans?
Well, not on those.
Just
That was just potatoes, like fried, and then with like lettuce and like green sauce on top. And then those are appetizers. And then we got the vegan enchiladas.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Which were like black beans, rice,
vegan cheese?
like sweet, no cheese. This is a Muggle place. They didn't have vegan cheese. Like they had like sweet potato. It was like sweet potatoes inside. Like that was like the main part. And they had like a cashew cream on top, but they had the green sauce, and the green sauce was way too hot. So next time if I go back, I'm definitely gonna ask for it without the green sauce or extremely light green sauce, because it was like me and Matt were like,
wow, and you guys eat spicy food.
yeah. You wouldn't have been able. You would have had one bite, and you couldn't have eaten the rest.
Oh yeah, no.
So this because it comes with 2 enchiladas, and I had to scrape everything off the second one and eat it without any topping or anything.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was good, but it was way too spicy for me. So,
yeah.
But it's a nice option, especially also when you need to go out to dinner with Muggles. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who
we're
else
getting
is
some good
doing
options.
pop-ups in the South Bay is the donut place has been doing pop-ups on Friday nights.
Oh, vegan donut gelato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've done it with one too, but
they've done it with vegan veganos and the Nicks, whatever.
Yeah.
They're doing it with a lot of people, so that's good.
Yeah. So if anybody's
Cinnaholic
even close
as well. Cinnaholic is doing their rounds with pop-ups as well. So.
Oh, they have been?
Yeah, vegan
I haven't
veganos
seen any there.
their last one was just there.
Oh, good to know.
Kimmy went to it.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
Yeah, so Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check
It's
it
good
out.
that those South Bay vegan places are.
I know.
They're there first of all, like the brick and mortar places, and then they're
Yeah.
facilitating these pop-ups for
Yeah.
those other places, like food trucks and stuff. So, looking good.
And
South
it's
Bay.
building our vegan community, which I
Yeah.
think is really important.
Yeah, because every time like we would have someone on here, we're like, "Don't go and stay in the South Bay," you know, and then they go away anyway. For one reason or another.
Clearly, no one listens to us.
But yeah, so we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Is it time for Ask Ashley?
That's me.
So tell us what's been going on with all the animals.
Little animals.
The animals.
So you probably have heard about this. Probably not you, but I mean them. The listener.
Our listeners are smarter than me.
I didn't assume that you had heard about it, though. Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay. So this is from the New York Times, and this is a big story currently that the E.P.A. says it will drastically reduce animal testing. So this is obviously a big deal. And of course, animal rights groups are being like, woohoo! And then other people are saying, well, you know, it's too quick or whatever. But they are taking it in steps. So if you don't know what the EPA stands for, it's the Environmental Protection Agency. And they said that they are going to move away from requiring the testing of potential harmful chemicals in animals. And they said that the agency plans to reduce the amount of studies that involve mammal testings by 30% by 2025 and eliminate the studies entirely by 2035. And though some may still be approved on a case-to-case basis. So that is still huge. That's crazy. And I think that you can read down in the article, like, some of the people that are concerned about cutting the animal testing out. But I think that the kind of phasing of it out it would address, if I was on the other side, would kind of, like, help address my concern. Because
What are the concerns?
that it's not, that the non-animal testing methods are not there yet.
I
They're
see.
not up to scratch yet. And that they won't be as good. And I think that's so, like, that's what they're doing. I think part of why they're doing these kind of, this, like, phasing out. So 30%, reducing by 30% by 2025, and then eliminating by 2035. And the agency also said that they're going to invest $4.25 million in projects at 4 universities and a medical center that are developing alternatives to animal testing. So they're going to be funding these alternative, ways to test.
Nice.
While they're phasing out the animal testing. So I think that's a really responsible way to do it. Mm-hmm. And this is coming after decades of required testing, and they've tested on a variety of animals, including rats, dogs, birds, and fish.
Dogs. Oh no, good thing you didn't be tested on.
Beagles were a big one.
Oh,
They're
you're lucky. You're lucky you're not part.
I mean,
beagle.
they probably would take her and stick her.
They would take her. They would take you if I donated you. So be good.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different people's takes on this, and they're all, it's the New York Times, so it's a good article. So you can have a look at that. Both sides are, represented there, which I think is fair and important when you're covering something like this. So yeah, that's in the New York Times, and it's been all over the place. It's a big deal. So have a look at that. Read that article. And then
2035 is a long time from now.
Yeah.
It's a ways away.
Yeah. So, but it's coming. So, all right. And the next article is kind of more local, and this is from the LA Times, LAtimes.com, and it's California becomes first state to ban fur trappings after Governor Newsom signs law.
Yay!
So we've seen, I think San Francisco banned fur. Obviously I know he's trapping fur in San Francisco, but selling fur.
Rats?
Yeah.
Rat fur?
Well, that's still going to be. So
It's still going to be a high commodity item.
Well, you can still, apparently with this, you can still trap, quote unquote vermin, which is not a term we recognize here at Donuts, but if you want a definition for what they don't count as trapping,
I kinda do.
that would, that does not apply.
What's considered vermin? Raccoons?
It said household
pests. Cockroach sweaters. It's the new rage.
Under the law, using traps to catch gophers, house mice, rats, moles, and voles would still be permitted. I don't know what a vole is.
A vole?
VOLES.
Oh, weird. I've never heard of that either.
Okay. We'll look it up. Let's see.
Okay, so you can use traps to trap the mice that are eating your food from your pantry.
Yeah. All right, anyway, so they're basically talking about, like, wildlife. So the Wildlife Protection Act of 2019 was just recently signed, so that's what's kind of brought this ban into place, and it prohibits commercial or recreational trapping on both public and private lands. So you can't, even if you want to do it in your backyard, sorry, you want to catch that whatever in your backyard, you can't do it.
Oh, that's so good, because I could see so many people using that as a loophole.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why the deer came into my backyard. I didn't put all these delicious things here for it.
Yeah. So obviously, like, early California history, like, trapping and fur was, like, a big part of the economy, but that was, like, in the gold rush days, so it's totally, like, barely non-existent now. But I think it said in, like, 2007, 68 trappers killed about 1,500 animals, so they still are trapping them. And that's about, like, coyotes, gray fox, beaver, badger, mink. And, of course, mink is a big one, like, for fashion fur. Mink's a big one. But it's also going out of style. And these animals are strangled, shot, or beaten to death. But they make sure, like, of course, they don't want to damage the skin because that's what they're going to sell. Yeah. So, actually, this was interesting. I didn't know this until I read this article that the law kind of got, or this movement to get this particular thing banned in California was because a guy, Tom O'Kee, in 2013, he discovered a bobcat trap, like, hidden on his property, and it was, like, covered with branches, and he was like, he could tell something was there, and he looked, I mean, he could have walked on it and got his leg chopped off, but it was, like, set, like, near the edge of his property, and so he called, like, the police and everything, and then everybody in, like, their community, he said it was, like, his property is near the edge of the Joshua Tree National Park. So it, like, caused this, like, uproar, and it kind of got the wheels turning for this law to be passed. And he says, I never would have guessed that finding that in my yard would come to this. So, yeah, you think one little thing doesn't matter,
Yeah.
That got the wheels turning for this in 2013. So that was an interesting part of it. But, yeah, so no commercial or recreational trapping. Recreational. All I just want to sit here and watch this animal get tortured. Like, ugh.
Did I ever tell
like,
you?
Not commercial's not better, but it's like, well,
yeah,
these are the
recreational
excuse of trying to make money off them. I don't know. It's weird. But, yeah, so that's great news.
Did I ever tell you that when I was little, my uncle, my dad's brother, would do this, like, hunt
I think you
animals,
may have mentioned it.
And that he would wrap their skins around these boards, I guess, to dry them or something.
Or shape them or something.
It just looked like the dead animal, like the little eye holes were there and everything. And I went there and they made me sleep in the room.
With the skin?
Yeah. It was so
God.
Scary. I had nightmares for so long after that.
I have a step uncle who used to have, I don't know if he hunts anymore, but as a kid, I distinctly remember going over his house occasionally. And the whole fucking place was covered with heads.
It's so scary.
It was literally like walking into the scene of Ace Ventura, which I've talked about before. Mm-hmm. Where he walks into the hall of dead animal heads. It was awful. I just tried to look at the floor the whole time I was there. It was so uncomfortable and horrifying. So yeah, I feel your pain in that.
It's really gross. I feel like all those little things, when I think back at all of them, are probably what
just like made a little seed back there. Because I did not feel right until I left there.
Yeah.
And everyone else was like, la, 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 and I'm like, this is what does he say? What does Ace Ventura say? This is a lovely room of death. That's what I was.
Is that what you said?
This is Ace Ventura. Yeah, he walks into the room and he's like, ah! And the guy's like, is there anything wrong? Like, he just brought him in there to, like, fuck him up. And Ace Ventura's like, no, this is a lovely room of death.
I mean,
yeah, it's sad.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
too.
so.
Do you ever go to Four Barrel in San Francisco, the one in the Mission?
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I go there.
Head there.
I don't go there because of that.
I go in there, I just
look away.
Look at the
floor. Dude, you can't even look at the floor. I feel like the tile in the bathroom even has something weird on it.
I can't remember.
Like a weird pattern of hunting or something. I don't know. It's very upsetting.
Yeah. So, but this is good news.
This is good news.
I helped chase our nightmares
All
away.
of our news
Our eye holes
was
and
good
heads
today.
on the wall nightmares. Yeah, so it's good. I thought we should take a break of just talking about just food, vegan food. So talking about these important issues today. So what's been happening at the dollhouse?
Oh my goodness. So much has been happening at the dollhouse. Okay, so I think last time we recorded, I told you about the tea party that I went to that was like all under the sea theme.
Yes, you did.
Okay. So I posted the recipe for the rainbow fish cookies on vegandollhouse.com. It's just a sugar cookie, but it's lemon flavored. But they're very pretty, and the internet has been very fond of them, I have to say.
I love lemon anything, so.
Yeah. I think we were thinking about making a lemon cake soon because Kimmy found a bunch of lemons. Free lemons. Do you like lemon cake too?
I love lemon anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care what it is.
Okay.
Sweet, savory, whatever. If it's got lemon in it, I'm gonna be a fan of it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I'm a huge lemon fan.
But not green juice with lemon. You prefer apple? I'm bringing it back to that.
I don't know.
All right.
Like,
it's my life goal.
I used to put lemon in my juice and stuff, but yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. I'd have to do a taste test with it too.
All right.
I ate so many. People used to buy me like bags of lemons for like birthdays and Christmases and stuff. So I love
just
lemon,
to eat
eating
the
them.
lemon?
And I ate so many of that. I had the two front teeth, my two front teeth like recoated because it was gone. My enamel was gone.
They can do that? Just give you more enamel?
They just coated it. I mean, it's not real enamel, obviously, but they just basically coated the front of my two front teeth because it was so bad that the dentist asked if I had an injury. I was like, no.
I got in a fight with a lemon and it won.
And there's no regrets. So now I limit my like actual like eating my lemons up to my mouth. But yeah, beware, kids.
Okay.
They're good, but
Beware.
they'll fuck you up later on.
I don't know how many of our listeners
And that was
actually eat lemons straight up,
so
but
good.
in case
I just need
there are.
lemon and a butter knife and like stand back and watch me go.
Weird.
Because then I like get all the pulp out and then I just pour the lemon juice into my mouth. So good. Yeah.
It makes
That was
my
actually-
mouth water just hearing you say it.
Yeah, that's actually getting them resurfaced was like the worst dental procedure I've ever had. Because I had to
Really?
get 2 huge shots like up below my nose.
Oh god, I hate those shots.
They don't
hurt
bother
so
me usually,
bad.
but those ones were bad. Like, I'm not scared of the dentist, whatever, but like those 2 I remember very clearly because I had to get 2 huge shots in the front, very, very front, because it's my front teeth. Anyway, I'd like to have that lemon cake. I don't care if I have to get my teeth resurfaced.
I'm so glad they resurfaced your teeth because you have beautiful
Now I'm ready
teeth.
to go again.
Yeah.
I'm ready to
really?
go.
Just start over.
I get another like 20 years of eating lemons.
Did they tell you that? Was that a guarantee?
I probably will have them redone at some point. Anyway,
Right. Well,
that's how much. That is how much I love lemons.
Okay, you're committed to the lemon.
Yeah,
It's good to
even
know.
like having literally losing teeth over it.
I hope the lemons appreciate your.
No, they're like, it's
Devotion.
lemons revenge. They're like, you eat me? I can go. I'm gonna rat your teeth out.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
That's harsh, lemons.
I know. I forgive them.
Oh yeah, you do. You love them no matter what,
I do.
unconditionally.
I do.
Okay, that's good.
Worth it.
Okay, so yes, lemon cookies are on the blog, and then I actually don't have zucchini left anymore. Finally, my plant stopped producing, but I did do my zucchini meatball sub recipe, which I think I talked about last time. I can't remember.
I don't think you did.
Okay, so I was making zucchini everything.
You talked about the next thing.
Oh, okay. I made a zucchini meatball, which was actually surprisingly
I might have to
easy to
look
make.
at that.
Yeah?
Cause that sounds good to me.
All right, yeah.
I love meatball subs, and then obviously the zucchini is like the healthier whatever option
Yeah.
of that, like version of that.
Yeah.
So I have to look at that.
Yeah.
To click on that link in the show
All
notes.
right. All right. Getting followers.
Most of the stuff you put in here, I'm like, oh, that's nice. I'm not even gonna attempt it. Not gonna happen. So
Yeah, I made it a few times too because I wanted to make sure I got it all down for the blog because it was delicious and I had a lot of zucchini. And I was also testing my bread because I was trying to make colored bread. So I had a lot of reasons to make it a lot. Okay, then I found out that it was only like 50 days till Halloween, so
oh God, everybody.
I went a little cuckoo with the Halloween recipes.
Bananas.
Cuckoo bananas. I was doing a collaboration with some people on Instagram that are bakers to do a sprinkle stripe cake, which is a method of decorating a cake where you make stripes in your cake with this like indenting tool, and then you fill the stripes with sprinkles. It's a bit of a tedious process, but it was worth it because it looks amazing. So if you want to see what that looks like, you can go to my Instagram, I'm Vegan Dollhouse, or you can go to the website and see the whole recipe, which is a chocolate blackberry cake topped with chocolate
We're going to talk about my love for lemons now. We can talk about my love for raspberries.
Is it raspberries that
I
you
have
love
raspberries.
or blackberries?
I thought you said raspberries. I like blackberries too.
Okay.
But I do say raspberries when I have them almost every day.
Raspberries are more favorite, but blackberries are still up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I misheard you.
It's okay.
I just, black raspberry. I got that in my head.
I mean, I feel like you could make it with raspberry. The blackberry, though, that I used in the frosting filling is what made it purple. So you kind of have to use blackberry, I think, for that. But yeah, I used the natural coloring for both the cake, because it's a black cake with purple frosting, with the cake and the filling. But for the outside where I decorated it, I used food coloring because it looks a lot better and it's easier. The texture is more creamy when you use food coloring. When I was using the blackberry juice, the frosting's delicious, but it's not quite as spreadable of a texture, unfortunately.
Doesn't lay correctly.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so the bat cake is up there. And I also posted the recipe for my ghost emoji tea sandwiches, which was a recipe I made last year for a Halloween tea party and just hadn't posted until this year. And it's just a standard cucumber sandwich, like your normal tea sandwiches with cucumber and cream cheese. Kite Hill, of course, because there is no other kind. And so that's up there. And it looks like the little ghost emoji with the tongue sticking out and the winky face.
Yeah, that's a cute one.
It's adorbs. And then the final Halloween recipe that's been posted, although I still have a few more weeks, so I still might make one more, but it's the frog's breath soup. Do you know what that's from?
Yeah, Night Before Christmas.
Yes. Okay, so it's just a vegetable.
Breath. I'm a gross guy. I forget his name, but he's gross.
Oh my god, he's not as gross as Oogie Boogie though, but you're right.
I mean they both are physically gross, but I mean like he's creepy and he's like in the captor essentially.
Yeah. Does it bother you when he opens up his skull to scratch his brain?
It does. It doesn't bother me as much as when all the insects come out of Oogie Boogie,
Oh
though.
god, that is the worst. The insects coming out of Oogie Boogie.
And then when his voice
so
changes
terrible.
because of it, because it starts falling apart. Ooh, my skin's falling already. And he's like, oh, I don't know why, but that part really, I can't even watch it.
Yeah. There are a couple other movies where somebody's voice gets high pitched. I think did you ever watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At the end, his voice gets and that freaks me out too.
I don't know. Wow, I never knew that this was a thing with me until we just I remember both. I haven't probably seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit like twice in my life, and I didn't really even like it, but I remember exactly what you're talking about.
Because it's so weird and disturbing.
I guess
That's
so.
funny.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Anyway, yes.
Okay, don't hold it against us. That's our pet peeve now that we just discovered. So that's just a regular veggie soup with some split peas, but I'm really into Nightmare Before Christmas, so I feel like it was a fun one to do. And then I am going to be making bat truffles as a collab with Amy's. So I'm going to use their vegan candy bars and make candy bar truffles that look like bats, and I'm really excited about it. But I'll talk more about that next time because I haven't started yet. So what have you been eating this month?
So I will talk about my New York trip since I don't ever make anything. So I'm just gonna, I was there for a week and I hadn't been there since I'd been vegan. So of course I had a lot to eat and visit, but I'm not gonna take you through all of those. I'm just gonna hit some highlights.
The best ones?
I think it's the best ones. Yeah. Right. And so I'm just gonna start off with the ultimate, because I thought cinnamon snail was the best food I had there.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're right.
And I had followed them for years and years and years, and they were just a food truck. And then the food truck closed, and they were like, "Well, that's probably it." And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm never gonna try it." And then they opened the Pensy. They have a brick and mortar in the food hall at Penn Station. And then now they actually have their food truck again. But I was like, oh, for like whatever it was, 3 to 6 months or whatever, when they probably work on things behind the scenes, but publicly they were done, right? And I was like, oh, well, that's that. But then I was so excited for them to open again. And it's been a while, but I was able to finally try them for the first time.
I'm so sad you didn't bring back any donuts.
No. It was our first meal there and our last meal. Because we actually took the train into Penn Station, and then we went right there. And then before we got on the train to go to the airport, we stopped there.
Yeah, I feel like it's always my first and last for that same reason.
So the lab burger was great. So that's like the lentil burger with like mustard and avocado hearts and stuff. Avocado hearts. Nope. Artichoke hearts. Nope. That was amazing. The flavors were so good. It was great. The mac and cheese was good.
I haven't had it.
It wasn't like the best mac and cheese I've ever had in my life, but it was better than any mac and cheese we had in Portland. For sure.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. So the mac and cheese was good, and we got donuts both times we went, but the ultimate standout for me was the raspberry cheesecake donut.
Sounds good.
Oh, it was good.
And the center was like cheesecake, right?
Yeah. And the like raspberry jam
filling,
or something filling. Yeah. So those were the highlights for Seitan Snail. And then we also went to P.A.'s Kitchen. We went there twice because it was literally around the corner from our hotel, and then just around the corner from that was the Majestic Theater, which is where Phantom of the Opera is currently, and we went to that. So that was perfect pre-show dinner place. So Little Pine, P.A.'s Kitchen, all the proceeds go to charity. So I thought that was a good place to start. And actually, weirdly enough, the standout for the dinner for me was the Caesar salad, and we added the breaded chicken. And I don't even really care about Caesar salad. Yeah. Like, Matt loves Caesar salad. Like, he's kind of like the person to go to if you like vegan Caesar salad, because he always gets that wherever we go.
I love it,
and
too.
And his ultimate was always Crossroads in L.A. He said that was, like, the best Caesar salad. But I think he said this was better. So I loved this Caesar salad, too.
Where does it rate? Well, I'll ask Matt next time I see him, but did he mention where it rates against the Butcher's Son Caesar salad?
I don't know. Okay. I feel like he's had it. But yeah, you have to ask him.
I'm going to have to ask him.
Because I'm not one to get Caesar salad usually, but I did get that. And with the breaded chicken on it, it was so good.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
It was really delicious. And then we went there for brunch the day we left.
Oh, I didn't know they had brunch.
Yeah. And I got the French toast, and it was so yummy and pretty. I'll post in a picture on Instagram, but it was beautifully displayed. It was really nice. Nice. Caveat that it wasn't a pancake, but I took what I had. And I got the French toast. But I would have liked it better if it was a pancake. But, yeah.
That's good that they're expanding. That means they're doing well. Because when I went there, they had just opened and it was still really new. So I kind of wasn't sure how it was going to go. Yeah. So that's awesome to hear.
Mm-hmm. And then I had my vegan afternoon tea at the Plaza at the Palm Court. And that's like the restaurant, one of the restaurant areas in the Plaza. And it was really good. It was a good mixture of a good vegan afternoon tea and also a good atmosphere. Because I feel like it's hard to get both. Mm-hmm. Usually you have to sacrifice one for the other, I feel. That's been mostly my experience. There's been a few exceptions.
Did you have choices, or was it like there's one vegan option?
There's one. Yeah.
What were your tea sandwiches flavors?
I can't remember. But they were good. One was like a peanut butter and jelly, or like an almond butter and jelly or something, but it was, so that was pretty simple, but it was good. But they were really good. I got a toffee tea, which was like drinking candy, and that was really good. I
would get a toffee tea.
Yeah, I was really pleased with it. And the scones were banana scones, which were good.
With chocolate chips?
No. They were good. Huh. And I was like, oh, Matt, you're not going to want those because they have banana in them. But he ate them anyway. So personal growth.
Wow.
And I have some personal growth coming on later in a different meal, which we'll get to.
Is it mushrooms?
Yes. So I hate mushrooms. Matt hates bananas, and we both ate them. So.
But New York makes you do things, you guys. You wouldn't normally do.
And hopefully everything in New York doesn't stay in New York, because I want him to keep bananas, and, well, I guess I'll keep eating a few mushrooms here and there.
Does he like chocolate? I feel like bananas are better when mixed with chocolate. That's how we have to sell it.
But I said, oh, no, you're not going to like these. There's banana in them. But I guess it was light enough. He ate them. But those were interesting. I've never had banana scones at afternoon tea. And so those were really good. So I'll post a picture. I can post a picture of the tea rack and everything. And it was beautiful they were very nice there, and it was a beautiful setting. It's really nice. If you Google the Plaza or the Palm Court, it's beautiful. So I think that was a good mixture of getting the good vegan tea and the atmosphere. Because I'll tell you, like, at the Savoy, it's a really nice atmosphere. It was not a good vegan afternoon tea. The Edgerton Hotel, best vegan afternoon tea I've ever had. And while the atmosphere is very nice, it's like a small sitting room. So it's a little bit, it's more intimate, but this was like very grand and chandeliers, and they have palm trees in the palm court. It was really cool. So, I would recommend going to the vegan afternoon tea there. I really liked it. So.
But you're not going to tell us how it rates on price, because I know you don't factor that in.
I don't even remember what the price was. I need to take the advice or asked to do like a blog post on just the vegan afternoon teas. And I know other people care about the price, and I obviously would consider that. I don't care. Yeah. Because that's like something that I don't do a lot for myself, and I don't ask for a lot, and like that's my thing for me that I go to. That's like my little self-care thing I do when I travel and stuff. So I don't really care how much it is. But I know other people do, so if I do that post, they would definitely be addressed.
I'm going to encourage you to do that post, because I think a lot of people would benefit from it.
I love vegan afternoon teas, so yes, I will definitely, I'll do that. I will. Okay, and then I went to Candle 79, which is a very popular vegan restaurant, and I got the Seitan Picatta, which is really good. So it's cream spinach, oyster mushrooms, garlic mashed potatoes, and lemon caper sauce. So that lemon there, again, like the lemon made it, it was good. It kicked it off.
I mean, capers, you can't go wrong.
And I ate some of the mushrooms, okay? But also, but give me a break, because I got the flatbread for my appetizer. I tried to remember what was on it. I have a picture of it. But it wasn't on the menu online, so I didn't get all the ingredients again. But it was like there was like a cashew spread on it, which was really good. The flatbread was amazing, but it did have a lot of mushrooms on it as well. They're very mushroom heavy there. So if you're like me and you're like, mushrooms, and you really, really don't like mushrooms, prepare to pick off half your food or don't go there, because it is very mushroom heavy. I
mean, I will say my favorite thing at Millennium is the fried mushrooms.
I will eat the outside ones, like where it's mostly just fried dough or whatever, batter, and very little mushroom. If it's the other way around, Matt goes at it. So, okay. Yeah, but I will just have a little bit of the dough or batter.
Symbiosis.
Yeah, that's how we keep stay together. And then I got their mac and cheese there, which was really good. Their mac and cheese was really good there.
Better than
where? Cinnamon Snail?
Yes. Thank you.
I think better.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me guess. Was Cinnamon Snail's mac and cheese spicy?
No.
Oh.
They had a spicy one.
Okay.
But I didn't get that spicy one. I got just the original.
I feel like a lot of their food is spicy.
Yeah. Oh, the lab burger was not spicy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But that's the only one.
Okay.
Because I
got the same thing both times. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, and then the Champ's Diner, which I was so excited to try, like, oh my gosh. So we got there, and of course, they had like 15 pancakes. I was like, oh, I don't even know what to do with myself. But I narrowed it down to like 3, and then I asked the waitress, I was like, help me. I love pancakes so much. I don't know what to get. So it's recommended getting the cookie dough pancakes, and they were...
Also, though, they should have a pancake sampler.
Like a pancake flight.
Yes!
Oh my God. I would die for a pancake flight. From anywhere. I don't even care. Oh my God.
Okay.
They have mac and cheese ones. They had...
Your next birthday, we're doing a fucking pancake flight.
Oh my God. That'd be amazing. Oh my God.
Yes!
I just saw another... Salt and Straw does an ice cream flight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's like, not vegan.
No, but they do... Like, flights are coming all kinds of different shapes and forms.
I do love a good flight.
So, pancake flight. I gotta have it in my life now.
Not to be confused with a airline flight that just serves pancakes.
Or a pancake being thrown like a frisbee.
Oh my God, it can mean so many things. A pancake
flight. Woo! But I would catch it like a dog.
I feel like you would be on board for any of these options.
I would catch that like a dog. I'd be like, in the midair.
Actually, you don't get the pancake unless you catch it in
No
the air.
hands. Oh, one try. I would immediately become like an Olympian. I'd be like training. It would be like a Rocky montage.
I mean,
getting
that's
ready
why
for
you've
it,
been
lifting pancakes,
exercising for the past few
above my
years,
head,
right?
like deadlifting pancakes to get ready. Anyway, so I can't say how good those pancakes were. They were so freaking good. Oh my God. I'm in a moment of silence for how good they were. I loved them so much. Okay, I can move on now. I loved them. Okay. Okay, so then we went to Modern Love, and
I haven't been there yet.
It was good. Their mozzarella sticks were really good. I mean, kind of very similar to the ones we had in Portland, I would say. They were very, very good. I got the mac and shoes. How do you say that? Mac and shoes? Shoes?
It does look like it's shoes.
Okay. So I got the mac and shoes. The mac and shoes. SHEWS. So, whatever. It's basically like it says creamy red pepper, cashew cheese, a crusted tofu, blackened cauliflower, sauteed kale, tomato vinaigrette, and spiced pecans. And it was really good. I really liked it. Definitely, the Portland mac and cheese game is losing to New York. All the mac and cheese I had was good, if not great. So good. That was really good, and that was like the entree. So it was really good. Yeah. So those are the heavy hitters. There was actually some, like, we've talked about this. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to go into detail. But there were some, like, big deal ones that I went to and I didn't like, and you were like, "Yep, I didn't like it either." Yeah. Yeah. So that was kind of disappointing.
Good. I mean, Modern
good.
Love. I mean, good that we agree that they're bad and that people should disappointed. Go.
I mean, I still ate everything, but I was like,
I ate every bite and I licked the plate, but I was disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't leave anything behind, but I was still,
Modern Love was started by a food blogger that's been vegan for a really long time, right? Yeah. So I feel like the places where the person has been vegan for, like, since before we had all the substitutes, they actually, like, can make pretty good food.
And she has one in Omaha.
Omaha?
Yeah. There's just the Brooklyn one and there's the one in Omaha.
I don't think I've ever been in the state that
Nebraska?
Omaha is in. I don't think so.
I may have driven through, like, a tip of it, but I don't think so, actually. Even driving through, I don't think.
Just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip of Nebraska. We already have an episode named Just the Hummus Tip, so I can't use this joke as we can't be overlapping that close. Just the Nebraska tip, can't do it.
Every episode
can't do it. I don't know. I think the pancake one is gonna reap something funny.
Omaha, Nebraska is where Bright Eyes is from, and that's all I know about the entire state.
Well, now
you
know the second thing.
Now
there's
a
Modern Love there.
Okay.
So yeah, great food. I mean, it was a good, just eating alone. Just the eating, good eats, beside everything else I did. So yeah, it was a good trip. Okay, and now we have an interview with our special guest, vegan chef Alicia Smiley.
So I'm really excited to let our listeners know that we have a special guest. We're joined by Alicia Smiley today. Thanks so much for joining us, Alicia.
Hello, thank you for having me. Very excited to be here and talk about bread and butter.
Great. So I've been trying to get you on the podcast for what seems like a year, which means bread and butter's been in the making for a while, right?
Yes, for a very long while. And I think we're over the 2-year mark right now. And we're getting close to the end of the line as far as our soft and grand opening. So I'm very excited.
So exciting. So just to give anybody a little bit of background, maybe some of our listeners don't know who you are because they're not in the Bay Area or they're not on Instagram. But do you want to tell people, like, maybe how long you've been vegan or how you came to find veganism in your life?
Sure. It's kind of a fun story. I went to pastry school in the Napa Valley, and this was in the late, like 1999, 1998. And my roommate was vegan, and it was the first vegan I had ever met. And she didn't push, she didn't push it on me. She didn't try to convert me, but she just exposed me to it. And the one thing she didn't do was tell me the kind of ethical reasons behind veganism so much. But I became vegan mostly at that time living with her. We cooked together. We kind of kept a vegan home or apartment. And then we graduated and I moved into San Francisco and she moved away, and I began working at restaurants in San Francisco and quickly realized that working 14-hour shifts with no vegan options, and the staff meal was, I didn't have a moral or ethical basis for my veganism. It was just something I did. And so I kind of quickly abandoned it and went back to eating meat. And then about, 11 years ago, when I was 39, I think, I started kind of eliminating products and starting to gain awareness of the ethical parts of veganism. So I was watching Earthlings and all of the videos and reading all of the books. And I just slowly started. I said, well, first I'm going to eliminate pork because pigs are the most mistreated. It was one of those things. And I was a private chef at the time for families. So I started to source. This is before I knew anything, so forgive me, but started to source meat that was, supposedly treated better when it was living, animals that had lived outdoors. And anyway, that became an evolution very quickly into eliminating all animal products. I think shrimp was the last thing to go, and I've been vegan ever since. My clients, however, were not. So I had to then slowly, one by one, get rid of my private chef clients and find vegan clients in order to sustain myself. So it was a real life-changing kind of moment for me. It really affected everything. And as most of us, when we go vegan, also getting rid of the leather, getting rid of the animal, I was never using animal tested products. That was an awareness I had earlier, but that whole evolution down to the sprinkles I use on my cupcakes and learning that, well, there's an animal product in that as well. So it was definitely a big life pivot for me.
An evolution, the whole thing, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Ashley and I talk about that on the podcast a lot, about how we're still learning things.
Yeah, you're like, what? Like you paint when you just
moved
moved
in.
in.
So many years,
Yeah.
And when I moved in and I was painting my walls because they were a terrible, like mustard yellow, weird color that just made me sad. And just even, I never even thought that I had to, paint, look into paint. That is,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's kind of like forever we're learning.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I had some ankle surgery a while ago, and they gave me a medication that was animal based. And at the time, I had no idea until after I was maybe halfway through taking it and read the information sheet on it. I would have never even guessed that was somewhere I needed to check for animal products. So it is definitely a lifelong evolution for sure.
I'm always the annoying one at the pharmacy, like asking for
I never ask.
Really?
I'm just like, okay.
Oh gosh, they hate me.
I don't even think about medication. Yeah.
I know when you're a kid, when you're like a toddler age, before you learn how to swallow pills, they give you an antibiotic in like a gross, like liquid form. Yeah. Tastes terrible. Yes. But I've been the one in the pharmacy being like, no, you have to redo mine because this is a gelatin capsule and I need it in like the child's form.
Nice. Right.
Yeah, there you go. That's something for me to think about, which I didn't think about before. So here we go. Always learning.
Yes.
So you mentioned that when you first were exposed to your first vegan friend, you were in pastry school. Is that right?
Yes. I went to pastry school up at the CIA in Napa Valley. And I had already been working professionally in a bakery, but it was kind of always my goal to get that further education after college and, have some traditional training. And so I went to school up there for, I think it was about a 9-month program, just in pastry and baking arts, they called it. Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah.
And so have you been baking since then? Like, it's been a passion your whole life, basically?
Yeah, cooking was first. And I started when I was about 11 years old. I told my mom, I'm going to go make dinner. And I went and got the Golden Door cookbook off the shelf because my mom was an excellent, excellent cook. And I think I spent 4 or 5 hours preparing dinner as an 11-year-old for my family. And I never stopped. I was like catering. I catered my own prom dinner for my friends. Yeah. And when I worked after college, I worked at PG&E briefly, which was horrific, but I used to cater lunches to the building for my friends that I worked with, and always doing some entrepreneurial cooking business in addition to whatever else I was doing to make a living. And then after pastry school, I've worked full time in the food industry. I was an assistant pastry chef, a few restaurants, a pastry chef in a restaurant, and then went on to the private sector and did private chef work. Yeah, so it's been nonstop.
Your attention span as 11-year-old to do a 4 or 5 hour dinner.
I know.
That's the most amazing thing I've heard so far. That's pretty crazy.
I was very focused. And I mean, I spent a lot of my childhood watching my mom and my aunt do that. So I think it was kind of prepared. That's the expectation for me when I started cooking was that's what you do. You go and you spend the entire day in the kitchen doing what you need to do. So.
She's like, I was like, if my rice doesn't come out in 30 seconds on the microwave, that's too much time for me.
That's funny.
Okay, so yes. So what our listeners might want to know about is your upcoming project that we've been all really excited about.
Yeah, for a long time.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about Bread and Butter?
Sure. So a few years ago, my business partners were clients of mine. I cooked for them for years, and they approached me that they own a building in Oakland, and the bottom floor had a cafe in it, and they wanted to take it over, and they wanted me to partner with them in this venture. And that was, one of the lifelong dreams, other being owning a bed and breakfast, but having my own cafe. I think it's almost everybody that cooks professionally wants that. They want that opportunity to try that. So I jumped on board, and then it was the longest process ever because I've participated as a chef opening restaurants before, but I've never done my own from the ground up. And my business partners are attorneys, and they don't have any experience in the food industry at all. And they, Sheila, her name's Sheila Hollander, she spends a great deal of time in Southern California. And there was a cafe there that she said she's been going there for 20 years. She sits outside on the patio. She orders the same thing every time she goes in. There's a feeling around it. And she wanted that feeling in Oakland. She wanted to be able to go somewhere and have that feeling. So that's kind of her inspiration. And then because I've been cooking for them so long and they love my food, they thought, what a perfect pairing. So we have been working on this project for 2 years, and finally have things are aligning. We're through renovation. We're putting it back together and going to have our opening soon. And I couldn't be more excited or terrified. It's a real equal combination of being responsible for something so big and having a responsibility to a larger audience than I do now, where I can kind of control who has my food and who doesn't. So it's very, very, very exciting and overwhelming project.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of work. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
You recently had a menu tasting, is that right?
Yes, on this last Sunday, we had an Indiegogo campaign, and that was one of the perks we offered were tickets to this tasting. But then we opened it up as a fundraiser and sold to the public as well. So I prepared 14 different items in tasting size bites and invited everybody in to have the coffee we're going to serve and the chai we're going to serve, and 14 different items, savory and sweet. I wanted to really promote my savory cooking because most people know me for desserts. And that was just kind of by default that at the time, there weren't a lot of vegan pastry chefs in the area. So other chefs who did savory food would come to me and have me partner with them and do desserts. But now there's so many vegan bakers on the scene. I mean, every time I turn around, there's another vegan baker on Instagram in our area. So we're really flooded with great talent right now, which is a perfect time for me now to be stepping off that pop-up scene and into brick and mortar.
Yeah, that's great. Do you have like a favorite item that you're making for the...
Yes, I am a die-hard, lifelong bread maker. Part of the reason I wanted to design this menu around bread is because it's one of my absolute favorite things to make in all its forms and versions. So we're going to have a focaccia, like a house-made focaccia daily. My mom was she wasn't a hippie, but both my parents are artists, and grew up in a kind of no sugar, whole grain household. And so she used to make a bread that was just amazing. And she'd make it weekly. And we would just have slices of this beautiful whole wheat bread from the 70s, in our house all the time. So I'm going to highlight that as one of our signature breads. I know that you can go to anywhere and get that beautiful sourdough artisan chewy bread, that exists in our area that we're kind of so lucky to have access to, but you can't really find this old school bread anymore. So I'm going to bring back some of the things from my childhood and highlight them on the menu. And then of course there'll be cinnamon rolls and, other scones and other baked items as well. But I think that my absolute favorite is kind of the process of kneading and mixing and growing and proofing and baking bread.
Well, I'm loving all of these carbs that I'm hearing. I'm very happy about it. So that's all really exciting. From our understanding, though, it will be an all vegan menu, but you will be offering eggs as an option.
Yes, and I'm happy. Thank you for asking about that. My business partners, like I think I mentioned, are not vegan, and we had the most endless negotiation process about what would be served. They knew I was vegan and that I would prefer to have no animal products, but we worked our way down from some to one, and that will be eggs. And eggs will be offered as an add-on only. They will not be incorporated into any items. For instance, no quiche, no angel food cake, nothing like that. But if you were to order one of our vegan grain bowls for breakfast, say, and a non-vegan comes in and would like to add an egg to the top of it, that's kind of what it will be. It will be just a one-off add-on item. And as much as I struggle with that decision, I really came down to, I have an opportunity here to offer another place for vegans to come and have a 99% vegan menu. And I wanted to explore that opportunity, and it was a compromise I had to make, and a really, really difficult one. So I understand if not everybody agrees with that. And I also understand that this is not a perfectly vegan world, and all of us are encountering animal products in our lives. And it was just a personal decision I had to make. So.
Well, it's really good to have that background because, as I mentioned in kind of our pre-call, that I know of a vegan cafe in Cleveland that is all vegan but does offer cow's milk for their coffees. And I always was like, why is that? Why is that? I was like confused and like, why not just go all the way? But I never considered like all stuff that could have happened in the background, who their partners with, all that. So that makes me maybe like understand what that situation might be as well. So it's good to have that background.
And from their point of view, being non-vegan, they are trying, both of them consume eggs, so they want that option for themselves when they come into the cafe, which they are owners, so I understand. But also, we are also trying to cater to their opinion is that we're trying to cater to the demographic in the area, and they have a belief that that people will want that option in order to patronize the restaurant. I don't agree with that, but that is their opinion. So.
So another thing that vegans might be wondering is, are you going to be preparing the egg in a different pan?
Yeah, we'll have a dedicated, first of all, my fantasy and hope is that we won't be cooking a lot of eggs in the area, in the restaurant, but we'll have a separate pan for egg only. Yeah. And we're going to be using induction burners. The way our place is set up, it's very small. We have an oven, and we don't have open flame burners there. We just have induction burners. And so we'll have basically just probably a pot and a fry pan that are dedicated for egg preparing, and everything else will be animal free.
Nice. So did you pick induction for environmental reasons?
Well, I would like to say yes, but no. But we picked it because we do not have any room to put open fire burners at this point, and everything. It's just a very, very small space. I think it's 850 square feet in total, and that's half of that is kitchen space. And so no, but I can say that we are a fully compostable. We're looking for as low waste as possible. So all of our to-go ware is going to be compostable. There will be information about that because something I learned that I can't believe I didn't know was that compostable and recyclable are different things. And I did not know that you can't put compostable items in a recyclable container. So most people who would be taking, let's say, to-go items may not have a compost bin at their office or what have you. So we're going to try to educate our customers as well so that they can either save it or put it in the compost bin and not put it in the recycling bin. I'm friendly with Colleen Patrick Goudreau, and she's the zero waste queen and has taught me so much. But she does that. She takes her compostables and puts it, because she came to a pop-up of mine and we had recycling bins for our compostables, and she took it all home and put it in her home compost. So that is hardcore. And maybe that will all evolve into doing that, just like we all evolved into bringing our own grocery bags into grocery stores. I mean, that used to be something nobody did either. So
yeah, I remember actually to that point, like how it's like, oh, everybody does it now. I remember there was a joke on a Frasier episode where he was carrying a grocery tote and there was a joke about it. And I'm like, oh, you could never make that. I mean, that joke wouldn't land today because it's, it's a grocery bag.
Right. You're like, that's not funny anymore.
That was like the late 90s, early 2000s, and it just wasn't, it didn't happen. So, good point. Yeah.
We'll all be carrying our own compost. I love it. Okay, great. Well, I'm really eager for the grand opening. I'm assuming you don't have a date yet, but if people want to know when it is.
We do have a tentative date. Now, this is just dependent on our final inspections from the health department, which apparently in Oakland can be a little bit rigorous. But we anticipate passing as we're following all the rules. But we're going to have a soft opening, which is going to be invite only for October 28th, the week of October 28th, and try to work out some of the service kinks that inevitably happen when you open your doors. And then we'll have our grand opening the week of November 4th. You can go onto our Instagram or Facebook page. It's Bread and Butter, which is spelled out, Bread and Butter, on both platforms, and I'll have updates there for all opening dates and other things associated with the restaurant.
And we'll post the social media stuff in the show notes too, so everybody they can just click on that real easily. So that was what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask about social media. So
fantastic.
Cool. Yeah, and we'll also share. We have an Instagram, and obviously you know that we're friends on Instagram. So maybe when you post things on yours, I can share them too.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. That would be lovely. Okay,
well, we're excited. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about that everyone should know?
Well, I think maybe I think I didn't really discuss well the kind of concept of the restaurant, and I would love to just say a few sentences about that, because people keep calling it a bakery, and as much as that is what I'm known for, this will really be have a more similar. Well, it will be more heavy on the baked goods, but also offering fresh salads, like a sandwich of the month, basically a salad sampler, really, really healthy, beautiful, tasty, savory items, and then delicious, decadent desserts and baked goods alongside it, because that's kind of how I like to eat, and I think that it's a really satisfying way to feed yourself. So that's what you'll be able to experience when you come in, and then delicious coffee and tea and those sorts of beverages. And then we hope to expand within the first year to 7 days a week, where we'll offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday.
Ooh, I'm a brunch fan.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That's true. Are we allowed to know what kind of coffee you're serving?
Yes, I'm very, very proud to be offering Red Bay coffee. I found out about them this year. I go to the roastery every weekend. It's the most delicious coffee I've ever tasted. I love their business model, and I just love everything about their business. And I invite you guys to all investigate on social media and go in and taste in person. And then we're going to be offering Blue Lotus chai, which is another really, really delicious chai beverage that's not local, but I think is a pretty exceptional product.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This has been really fun.
Thank you so much. It was very nice to talk to you both.
Yeah, so good luck with the opening, and we'll be in there at some point.
Yes, I hope to see your faces there.
So our first Wagon Whimper today. Well, first, should I introduce the segment?
Yeah.
Okay, Wagon Whimper is our segment where we taste something new that's vegan that we've never tried before, and we tell you if it made us Wagon Whimper. So this is the first thing we're going to try today. I'm going to admit I've tried it before Ashley got here, which is why it's in a jar.
But it's not in the whimper or the wag section, so I don't know how you felt about it.
Oh, it's a surprise.
Yeah. So I'll say what I think first.
Okay.
So I know.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So these are made from a company called From the Ground Up, and they're organic, and they're called cauliflower stars. So it leads me to believe they're probably gluten-free if they're made with cauliflower instead of wheat. I don't know that for sure, though.
Okay.
And the flavor that I got was pizza. I found these at a vegan store. Where did I go last? Portland. Yes.
You bought those with that when we were there?
No.
You've been since then?
I went to Portland without you. I'm sorry.
I was like, damn, we were just there.
We were just there. So I got them because I was like, oh, I'll just eat them in the car on the way back. It's like a snacky food, right? So I got them at Food Fight. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. That's definitely an option, a place to get it.
And so, okay, that's all the background you're getting on them. Are you ready?
Yes, enough talky, more eaty. Oh, they're cute.
They're cute, right? Cute. Star shapes.
Yep. Wag.
They make me wag too.
Yeah. They could be a little more pizza-y. There could be more flavor.
Yeah? Get them out.
But there could be more like per square.
I think
per star.
maybe you're supposed to eat 3 stars at once.
But they're very good. But they're definitely not overpowering.
Also, I think
I'd be okay if they were.
There's something you might like about them.
What?
They're like the halo top of crackers.
Oh, I do like that.
Because it said something on the side of the box.
It has been a while.
Oh, has it? Weird.
And they're coming out with new flavors, so.
The side of the box said something like 80 crackers as a serving, which I'm like, that's fabulous.
I mean, they are small, but 80 is a lot.
80 is a lot, right?
Yeah, 80. But what's the calories per serving?
I don't know. I didn't look. I don't care.
Could be 5,000 calories per serving.
I don't think so.
Wag.
All right.
Wag.
From the ground up, cauliflower pizza stars made us wag.
Live tasting. Okay.
And that is not all. Oh no, that is not all.
But that's not all.
In
the next 30 minutes.
Have you tried the vegan ranch drip from Trader Joe's?
No.
Okay. It sounds great. It's ranch flavor. It's a dip, which means it's thicker than ranch dressing. So you can dip your veggies in it. Everything about it sounds delicious. But
I feel a butt coming on. I feel a butt coming on.
Like Maki's butt on your leg? But
not nearly as attractive.
This one is not attractive. It's a very unattractive butt, and it is because it had a weird aftertaste. And I took it to Sarah's house so that other people could try it.
You love getting your whimpers confirmed.
I do.
You're like, tell me that you hate this as well, so I can sleep tonight.
I need confirmation. I can't help it.
Yes, she needs. Yeah,
it's true. I want to be liked.
You need validation.
I need validation
on your whimpers.
Yes. So it was validated. Others said also that it had a weird aftertaste. So
and nobody had any kind of more insight into what the aftertaste would be.
We didn't know what it was, but then when I read the ingredients, I kind of had a hunch. I think the first ingredient is coconut. And I think that's the problem. I think the aftertaste is coconut. And ranch dressing should not have a coconut aftertaste.
That's a weird taste to have lingering.
I think it's part of the reason why I don't like Miyoko's cream cheeses also. Because they have a weird aftertaste too.
Okay.
Anyway, so the vegan ranch strip from Trader Joe's made me whimper. However, the Little Secrets dark chocolate crispy wafers, which taste just like a vegan Kit Kat.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
I've
been wanting a vegan Kit Kat for
really
ever.
Oh my
gosh. I love Kit Kats.
I'm gonna get it for you.
Because my number one was Reese's. Well, that's been done 15 times. I can get vegan peanut butter cups every day of the year, wherever I'm at. But I can't get a Kit Kat.
I know, but they do it very well. I know.
I got goosebumps. Christmas just came early.
Oh my god.
I love Kit Kat.
Okay, I'm gonna get it for you. The only place I ever can find them is at Rainbow Grocery, but next time
I go online?
Probably, yeah.
Have you tried looking?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Little Secrets. You know the company. They make the little
I thought you were telling me I have a little secret. I'm like, what is it? You're like, little secrets. And I'm like, what is the little secret?
I can't tell you, or it won't be a secret anymore.
Okay. Yeah. So, it's little secrets, dark chocolate crispy wafers. Okay. Okay. Is it like shaped like a Kit Kat? Like
yeah, but you only
bar?
get 2 instead of 4. And it's probably twice the price.
That's still 2 more Kit Kats than I had yesterday.
Yes, it's
so
true.
I'm not going to bitch about it.
Good, I like that.
I'll buy 2 packs and then I'll have 4. How about that?
Okay, so the Little Secrets dark chocolate crispy wafers made me wag, and they'll make Ashley wag next month.
Oh my god, they're new? Are they new?
No, I've had them before, and I never talked about them. I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry for holding
This is the last episode of Dolls and Donuts. I'm betrayed.
It's the last episode of our friendship. You're gonna have to start dividing up all our mutual things.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Holding vegan Kit Kats. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm excited.
Good. I'm glad. I'm really glad because I'm excited about them too. Okay. The third thing I have to discuss.
Sorry. I want one of those topping one of my pancake on the pancake flakes as a topping.
Oh my god.
Or
Kit
in the
Kat
batter.
Pancakes. Yeah, both.
Whatever. Both.
Topping
yes.
and in.
Okay, both.
Yes. Okay. It was going to be the best birthday ever.
Oh, it's only September. Until January.
Well, we can plan it.
I get to practice.
Practice. Okay.
Okay, go on. I'm over it.
Sort of. She's not over it.
I'll be quiet anyway.
Such a lie.
I was like over here pant all over myself.
You feel like Maki where you get drool bubbles in the corners of your mouth. Mm-hmm. Maki's my dog. I don't know any humans who do that, I swear.
Sure.
Okay, the third thing I tried was the Kite Hill French onion dip.
Sounds promising.
Kite Hill has a number of dips, a whole dip line, if you will. But this is the only one that I've tried so far, and it made me wag. I dipped with potato chips, which I purchased just for this, because in my mind, French onion dip goes with potato chips.
That's like the pairing, right?
Yes.
Like the first pairing you'd think of. Yeah.
Yes, totally. And with cucumber slices, and it wins.
Not as good.
You know, you say that, but if you tasted it, I think that you would agree. As good.
I mean, sure, cucumbers, whatever. But I don't actually, not even really a chip person either, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, French onion dip. You like potato chips, right?
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah, so good. I'm glad that it lived up to what you would expect from Kite Hill.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so that's it for episode 47. We're on Stitcher and iTunes and YouTube and Breaker. We're happy to be other places. Just let us know, and then also come over and help us do it, because we're not really that good with technology.
We can watch you over your shoulder as you do it for us.
I can feed
you. Now, we've figured out most of this shit. But either us or our spouses making them do stuff for us. So, you know, us and our team will figure it out.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, our team.
our interns, our unpaid interns.
Yes, so just let us know if there's a new place that you've been listening to your podcast, or if you know somebody that you've recommended our podcast to and they haven't listened to it yet, because that is standing in the way. Also, if you leave us good reviews, then I think it helps the podcast rank higher in searches, which would be cool, because then ultimately we're getting the vegan message out to more people. We would love it if you want to gently stalk us on the internet. I'm Vegan Dollhouse. Ashley's Ashley the Vegan on Instagram.
Yep, and you can find me at theveganadventure.com.
And our Dolls and Donuts is all over the place, but you can find all of those accounts at dollsanddonuts.com.
And everything's in the show notes.
Show notes.
You don't gotta
Check
memorize
those
all
show
this.
Notes. Yeah. Check the show notes if your brain doesn't work as good as mine does. I mean, as mine doesn't. Check the show notes if your brain does not work like mine doesn't.
Case in point. Exhibit A. Okay, so thanks for listening. Bye.